Hey guys, this is the 2AA channel with my third video for a home defense shotgun. If you haven't seen videos 1 or 2, make sure you check them out. I'll put the link in the description. In this video, there's 3 specific things I want to cover. The first being different ways to navigate your home with a shotgun in the case you need to clear it, you have kids. The second, we want to talk about specific reloads. And the third, what to do when your ammo runs out. So the first thing I want to talk about is navigating your home. For whatever reason, you have to clear your home. This is not about whether it's the best tool. This is, you have a shotgun, you need to clear your home. How do you best navigate the home? You know, we're talking about corners, obstacles you might need to walk around. If you have a shotgun, most likely it's long, right? You have a lot of weight to swing around, and if you're going to navigate a corner, you know, if someone's on the other side of that corner, you swing this around, you know, there's a lot for them to grab a hold of, and potentially you have a situation where, you know, you've lost control of your home defense shotgun. So there's 2 ways that are typically taught to allow you to navigate corners well. And one is from the low ready. It's called short stocking, where you're in the low ready position, and immediately as you turn that corner, you know, you can turn the corner, step back if you need to, and immediately bring the shotgun up. Now, the benefit of this is that you still have 3 points of contact, and you're able to have a great sight picture as you stare down the length of your barrel. So you're not just kind of arbitrarily shooting, you know, you're bringing it up and you're keeping your focus down the length of the barrel. The downside of this is recoil management. You know, I've lost my shoulder pocket, I've lost the ability to absorb the recoil. How do you mitigate that issue? Well, it's kind of through a push-pull, right? With this weak hand, you're going to push out, and with this strong hand, you're going to pull towards you and down toward your shoulder. And so it's almost like trying to rip apart the shotgun here in the middle. And you're able to kind of keep a firm grasp and mitigate that recoil impulse. Something that you need to practice and practice, especially with the loads that you intend to use in your home defense situation. The last thing you need is to not practice that, try to short stock, have the ghost ring sight bust you in the mouth. That's not going to be fun. So this requires a lot of practice in terms of recoil management, but it's a great way, as you can see, to minimize your length. You're still in the low ready, you can navigate the home and quickly bring it up. At the same time, you're only utilizing this when necessary. You're not walking around the house, or you're not engaging a target that's all the way at the end of the hallway like this because you think you're cool. You know, you're coming up to a corner, you're navigating the corner, you're verifying that your lanes of fire are clear, and then you're returning it to the shoulder. This is really only to mitigate the issue of your length as you navigate around a corner. Once you've navigated that corner successfully, your goal is to return to the ability to bring 4 points and the stock into your pocket. The other way is the high ready. Now, there's an endless debate. What's the best? Low ready, high ready? I don't care. I feel like you should practice both and be prepared regardless of the opinions of people, whether high ready, low ready. I like to practice both. I like to be comfortable doing both. From the high ready, it's the same thing. You minimize your profile, and when you see a target, you're navigating around and you need to get it on target, it's just a matter of lowering the gun down. Now, the downside is you're not as close to your line of sight for the sight picture and down the barrel, but you still have the reference of your barrel. You can still look down the length of your barrel, and you have the stock in your arm pocket right here. So it allows you to manage your recoil impulse a little bit better. You know, obviously, as you can clearly see, if you're coming around and you're bringing it down and someone's there, it's very easy for them to keep it out of harm's way. Or if you're at the low ready and someone grabs it, you could still potentially send around into their foot, to their leg, and still do some critical damage. Again, I believe you should practice both and see which one works best for you, especially with the short stock because you need to learn how to really manage that recoil. So that's how to navigate your home with the shotgun. Next, I'm going to talk about reload. So, sorry I didn't show, the shotgun is clear. These are snap caps, which I highly recommend for you to be able to train reloads safely. Get yourself some nice snap caps. So, obviously, we'll talk about two specific types of reloads. We have the tactical or intentional reload, and we have the emergency reload. So the tactical reload goes back to the mentality of home defense shotgun. You shoot to, you reload to. You're always keeping the gun topped off. That's just part of your muscle memory, right? You shoot to, you've eliminated the threat, you're scanning, assessing, and it's just muscle memory to keep that gun topped off. How do we do that? Well, if you have a side saddle, like you have the choice of loading your rounds, facing down or facing up. Again, practice both ways. Find out which works best for you, for your body geometry, for your sling, for your shotgun. I'm never one to tell you which way to do it. I want to tell you as many options and for you to determine what works best for you. But let's just say, I'm going to show you both, right? I fired a shot, I'm scanning, I'm assessing, and then I'm conducting a reload. So there's two ways to do it for shells pointed down or pointing up. So, 2, 4 different ways, and they have to do with whether you reload with your weak hand or your strong hand. So you've engaged the shot. A lot of people swear by always keeping your strong hand on the gun for maximum control. You put it in your pocket, flip it over, grab a shell, load the magazine. Flip it in your pocket, grab the shell, load the magazine. I really don't like this method because this is just not a natural motion for me. Make the shot, flip it over, grab the shell, load in the magazine. Grab the shell, load it in the magazine. The benefits of this is you maintain strong arm control of the shotgun. The downside is that's kind of an awkward movement, whether you're pulling it from the top or the bottom. It's not really what I prefer. So what do I prefer? I prefer strong hand reload. Now I know a lot of people will say that's terrible. You are letting go of the shotgun with your strong hand, but I always have a sling on me, on my shotgun. So that kind of helps mitigate the potential of me actually losing the shotgun. But what I like to do, boom, shoot to, flip it over, reload the shotgun. Boom, shoot to, reload the shotgun. I'll let you decide through practice. So next I want to talk about emergency reloads. Worst case scenario, you have to engage a threat, but your gun is dry. Click, we need to reload. Now, this is where I feel like the best way to do this is through your weak hand. And there are ways to do this effectively and efficiently with your weak hand. But obviously, I'm going to show you both. Again, you practice and figure out what works best for you. So way number one, here you open up that slide. Whether you break the gun down here or you're strong enough to keep it here, that's going to depend on your physique, the weight of your shotgun, a whole number of factors. So you can either keep it shouldered up here if you're strong enough, or you could break it down here and use your arm pocket as leverage. You're going to grab the round out of the top, going to hold it like this, you're going to roll it over the top and re-engage. The reason we hold it like this is because adrenaline, gross motor skills. You don't want to be picking it up and trying to aim that shell into the actual chamber. You just are rolling it in. So if I were to do that weak hand, what would that look like? Boom, shot, click, open it up, pull it out, shoving it in. The reason I don't like that is because that is a much more fine motor skill where I have to aim that shell. I'm not really using gross motor skills, right? So what does that look like from the bottom? Click, open it up, reach, holding it, rolling it in, engage. Weak hand, again, because of the way I'm pulling it out and the way I need to put it in, it's dropping it in. And so my preferred method for emergency reloads is from the top. Click, click, click. The very final thing I want to bring up is, let's say you run out of ammo. Are you defenseless? No, you have a heavy piece of metal in your hand. And when it comes down to it, you need to defend yourself. And so, using this as something to strike, a threat is something that you need to be prepared for. You run the gun dry, you're not just going to drop it and be like, that's useless. No, so this is actually a very heavy piece of steel that can still do a great amount of damage. Some shotgun training courses, they actually implement how to utilize your shotgun as a striking object. And I think it's just something to keep in mind, especially if you have a low capacity shotgun. Let's say you're using a skeet or a clay gun as your home defense shotgun. Maybe you have it limited to 3 rounds, or your magazine just doesn't have that length. All of a sudden you're dry, there's still a threat. What are you going to do? Well, you need to be prepared to defend yourself and your loved ones in any way possible. So again, this is 2AA. Hope you've enjoyed this video series. I look forward to putting out a whole lot more, not only just reviews, but practical ways for you to defend yourself in the home and outside the home. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm just getting started. Leave any comments or questions you may have. Remember, teach someone to shoot and vote for your Second Amendment rights. Take care.